Hey guys, welcome to Around the Table GTA. This is the last episode of the season. And by that, I don't mean the actual podcast season. What I mean is the season of summer. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to use this funky theme a lot, mainly because I've been enjoying my summer, right? But maybe we're going to be going into a new season of a little bit more consistency, right? That's the goal, that's the mindset, that's the plans for the future that's coming up, right? Especially since it's getting cold and, falls come in, then the W's come in, then spring. It's the same cycle every year, and we need to be prepared. So we're going to be doing the back to school special mainly because we are in September. It's a day before fall, and that's where summer officially ends. But the funny thing about that is that, at least where I live, there's always one night in September where it just gets a little bit too chilly, and that's how you know that summer is, at least through the air, is over. Every night after that is always cold, and we're in this weird storm of, oh, I gotta wear a sweater in the morning because it's too cold, like when I went for my run today, to, oh wow, it's way too hot in the daytime, back to like sub zero temperatures. Not sub zero, but it feels like sub zero because we're just leaving summer. But, anyways, the concept of the back to school episode was mainly because at my workplace, we do a lot of back to school stuff around this time of the year. And, you just see a lot of the ads, whether it's on TV, whether it's online, whether you're in the grocery store and it's showing you all of this stuff and it's forcing this down your throat, whether you're in school or not, that it's back to school time, right? So I was at work and someone was like, "Oh yeah, you should do a back to school kind of meeting," and I'm like, "Okay, yeah, sure. Let me do that." So I just want to keep hopping on the trend, right? But I think there is a mentality to back to school, right? So I'm just going to kind of give you guys or put you guys in the mindset of going back, either going back to something or starting something new, because that is what back to school is. When you think about back to school, especially if you've been to school, right? School experience is completely different for young kids, or I can't even call them young kids, like toddlers, like little bit, itty bitty, little itty bitty, bigger babies, right? They're meeting new people, and they're getting used to being away from their parents, their family, people that they're familiar with, and they're jumping into something new. And the reason why I'm saying we have to get into that back to school mindset is that, especially people after they finished school, whatever level you've gone to, or even the people who have been in school forever, right? I think me and you, we all know someone, you and I, whatever pronunciation that you want to use, we all know somebody who is still in school, right? Those people, I congratulate you. School is great for some people, not for everybody, right? Especially being in school that long. If you're not being a doctor and you're in school that long, I don't know what to say to you, but hey, you'll find something that works for you. But the reality of things is that once you're out of school, you're dealing with real life and real people situations, right? There's a lot of people that I've ran into, especially in my field, where they come straight out of school, they think everything's going to be like this, right? They're all in their theory because they're probably university students. And then it's just like, wow, this isn't how it's supposed to be. Welcome to dealing with people. Welcome to deal with human beings. Welcome to dealing with personalities, right? Like, school is school. You get your snobby kids, you get the lazy kids who are kind of prodigies, you get all types of different characters, but it doesn't relate to the real life where certain things, it doesn't matter how passionate you are, it doesn't matter how well you do your job, someone's not going to like you, someone's going to try to hold you back, someone's not going to believe in your vision, someone's going to block you from success, someone's going to pull you up. It's not all negative. Someone's going to pull you up, someone's going to groom you in a good way, in the sense of preparing you to get to another level. But all of these things are different. So I'm going to relate a bunch of that stuff to school and just other things. But the first thing that you need to do when you're going back to school is be prepared, right? You're going to school or you're going into a chapter of life or whatever, and you don't know what you're going to deal with. So bring stuff that keeps you comfortable, but you also have to have an open set of eyes, right? If you're jumping into, let's say, a new job, there's certain expectations that you're going to have because of your past experience. It's the same thing if you're fresh out of a relationship or you haven't been dating for a while and you jump in the dating market and you're like, wait, what does this mean? Or, doing this move isn't the move anymore. It's completely different, right? So you got to be prepared. Maybe test the waters out. Get more information, right? We are in the technology age. I was running this morning and I was thinking about all of this stuff, and I was just like, damn, if we had the information that a lot of people have now when, I was 10, 11, 12, struggling with stuff because my immigrant parents didn't understand this or didn't know about these benefits or whatever, you know, maybe I could have been in a better place. But that's not on my parents. That's not on anybody else. That's on the times that we lived in. And I think that's a big thing that a lot of people don't appreciate, especially when they're young, right? They say that the youth is wasted on the young, right? But I think it's because of the experience that you can have or the opportunities that you have when you're younger and how people kind of perceive you as well, right? So we want to try to prepare as much as possible, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how much you pack. You'll have to deal with reality, and you'll realize that some of the stuff that you brought is completely useless. You're going to figure it out, okay? Second part is going to be, I guess, get up. You're going to be late, okay? When you have something new to do, you want to make sure that your presence is known. You want to make sure that you're there, you're early, you're prepared. You want to paint an image of yourself that is the most positive way so that you could open doors to different things, right? Some people think a lot of these cliches are just cliches, like, dress to impress, but they're not just cliches. There's something that kind of stands strong and it holds on to people, right? At my job, I deal with a lot of people, and some of them are older, and some people hold grudges, right? Some people will see a picture of you, and that's the picture of you no matter what has happened. They could know you for like 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. The picture is the same because of whatever your experience is going to be with that person or has been with that person, right? It's just like another episode concept that I had brainstormed this morning. I had like 30 minutes of brainstorming and just shot it out into the internet in the ether. But it's just that, why your biggest haters are people who know you or people who have known you. It's that picture of you that they have in their head, right? It's just like when people figure out that I'm in management. It's like, oh, you're like this. How can anybody listen to you? Because it's my job and they have to listen to me to an extent. And I'm kind of persuasive. So, hey, that's my job, right? Whether you believe it or not, that's on you. But that's the image of me in that person, right? So, you could leave that behind. You could let them deal with that. That's not your problem. You just do what you need to do, okay? Going back to school is remembering that you're walking into a new experience, right? I think everybody who actually went to school, right? Everyone knew there was a teacher's pet or the teacher's pet, right? Maybe you're listening to this and you're like, oh, why are you talking about me? Right? But hey, whether you're teacher's pet or not, you still have to get the class. You still need to get things done, right? You are walking into a new experience. So a teacher's pet, sometimes you see the fall of the teacher's pet because maybe the teacher doesn't like teacher's pet. Maybe the teacher is like, hey, shut up. You're trying to be too big. Sometimes a teacher will peg down someone's ego because they know that it's going to help their growth, right? And at the same time, maybe your teacher's like an asshole, like my fifth grade teacher who literally hated my class, right? But that's a story for another day. But that was definitely an interesting era of my life. But yeah, you're walking into a new experience. Some tactics don't work, right? Some people are completely different. I was talking to a coworker of mine, and they had to go to another site, and then they were talking about how like there was zero morale and people were really lazy, and it kind of changed their idea, or the feeling of how they felt about our current workplace, because they saw something that was way worse and somehow it was still running, right? You're walking into a new experience and you have to keep your eyes open. You need to see the good in it, you need to see the bad in it, and then you have to see, where can I make the difference? What can I do to boost myself? What do I need to do to get at the top of the game and make this year a great experience, right? I think another part we're going to talk about with the back to school special is there's going to be some people that you'll never see again. Okay? You're never going to see them again. You're going to run into them. You might have a great experience and then boom, they disappear, right? It's just like when you're going from elementary school to middle school, if you're in the public school system, right? Catholic school, it's a little bit different, but you're walking into school and then it's just like, hey, where's so and so? And they're gone, right? They moved. And if you didn't have their number, because back in the day, no cell phones, if you didn't have their number or you didn't live close, you didn't know where they went, right? There's some people that I still miss to this day that, I lost their number and they're lost forever. Maybe they didn't get really into the Facebook era or the MySpace era or any social media era. So it would be really hard to track them. I don't even know if they're in the country. They could be gone. They could be dead, right? Nobody knows. But there's people that you could have great connections with, but they're going to be gone forever and there's nothing that you can do, right? But at the same time, you might meet some new people and gain similar experiences, right? I was watching this video. It was really dumb. I think it was dumb, but I think that's just the relationship with my friends compared to, I think, a majority of people, because my friend group is unique. Everybody wants to say that, but if you meet my friends, you understand what I'm saying, right? But what was it talking about? It was talking about day ones versus day twos, right? It's like, oh yeah, your day ones, you grow up with them and blah blah blah, and you talk about certain things, and then your day twos, those are people who connect with you and another. I was like, no, shut the fuck up, all right? Some of your day ones are going to be just that, day ones. They're gonna be with you. They're rolling with you. They have similar ideas. Not all your day ones are gonna be like, oh yeah, remember when we were in kindergarten and blah blah blah. No. It's a different vibe for everybody else. All right, everybody has a different group of day ones. Some people have 0 day ones, right? But anyone who has 0 day ones, my thoughts on it is you gotta be careful. Unless that person was moving a lot, that person is the problem. You could quote me on that. I made that pause there just so you could think about it. Just think about it. Think of all the crazy, annoying people that you know in life, or a lot of people who are super dramatic. Find out if they have any friends from like elementary school or high school or like just childhood friends that they still have some type of connection with. If they don't, you need to start asking them some questions. All right. Sorry, guys. I think I might have ruined some friendships or got some people cut off, but it's a very serious question. And it's something that you should look into when you are just dealing with people in general, right? It goes to show a lot, right? And I guess I'll end it off with new teacher, new problems, right? So we're older, at least my core audience is older. You don't have a teacher yet. You might have a boss, right? You might be switching jobs. You have a new boss, right? Like I said a little bit earlier, you might be going to another environment where there's different things. You left your old job, you left your old relationship, you left your old school, you left your whatever in the past because of A, B, and C, right? But walking into a new scenario, walking to a new school, walking to a new workplace, you're going to have, guess what? New problems, right? Obviously, there's going to be benefits. Every workplace, every school, every person that you initially see is going to use the tactic that everybody uses. You want to dress to impress, you want to have that great first impression, and then you want to pull people in that way, right? But as you get to know the person, you see more flaws, or you see things that you don't like, but it might be better than where you were before, right? And that doesn't mean it's better. It doesn't necessarily mean it's worse, but you need to see if it really works for you, right? For example, this high school that I went to, some people went to it because it had a French immersion program, right? So it was one of the few schools at the time that had French immersion. And what French immersion is like a core French course where everybody just, you speak French through the whole time, through the whole course. I never went into it because um, I'm not really a fan of French. Sorry for my one French viewer, right? The language doesn't sit well with me. I don't know, but it is what it is, right? People will go to certain things because they see value, whether it's like French immersion, you want to brush up on your French, or it could be a school for the sport that you really like. Let's say you're a basketball player or a football player, and this is a school that gets scouted out the most for NFL or NBA players. You're going to go to a place where it benefits you, right? But some of the benefits might be detriments, or it might be looking a little bit too good until you actually get inside. To finish this and wrap it up, I'm going to tell you guys a story. It's a very short story. I had a coworker who was telling me that they applied for a job before they went to my workplace. They applied for a job and they walked into the warehouse, and the state of the warehouse and how dirty and dusty and crazy it looked inside, right? It's all within regulations, right? So it's fine according to the law, but how he saw the place, he was just like, he walked in, he walked out. Right? That's it. His first day was his last day, and he just walked out. He never came back. He didn't call back. He didn't care how it looked on him. He's just like, nope, I'm not dealing with this. And this is a grown adult, right? Like a grown adult. Like the homie's probably in his mid 40s, right? Because he's just like, nope, I'm not doing this, right? So sometimes you gotta nope out of situations, and it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the potential might be, right? If it's not for you, just leave, right? You don't have to fix everything. Like, I'm a big fixer. So this is advice also for myself, but there's some things that can't be fixed, and there's also things that aren't worth putting the effort to fix, because you're going to put all of this energy just for it to be like a big fart, right? And some people like farts. Some people like the sounds of farts, but if it's not for you, you're just gonna be in a stinky mess. All right, so guys, hopefully you like that episode. It's something random. It's something nice. It's something to kind of think about. Back to school special. What are you doing to prepare yourself for the next chapter of life? Right. So I guess that would be the full title. I'm not gonna make it that super long because I'm still playing with the algorithm, guys. So if you guys see this, please interact with it. Our last episode got 40 views in one day, which is pretty crazy for me, right? It's a start. It's I've been doing this for a while. It's a start. I just need to be more consistent as well, right? So just going back to the topic is, just prepare yourself. This is the back to school special. We're going back to the old intro potentially. Do 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 do. I like that. I like that intro. So, it's gonna give me more energy, and we're gonna go back to that hit. All right. So, I'll catch you guys on the next episode. Let me know what you think, and we're going to have why not to wake up at 5 a.m. because, man, I've been waking up at 5 a.m. and it's been good, but I'm going to tell you guys the downsides on the next one. All right, take care.